It's just my belly.
How long are you?
4.5 months, almost 5, yeah.
Okay, you're good.
Okay, that's fine.
So you have a boy or a girl?
Girl in there. I have a
Oh,
boy.
girl in there, have a
Girl,
girl?
yeah, huh?
Girl in too.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I know, huh? I'm stoked.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Think I'm
good.
done.
How old's your son?
3.5.
Oh, that's nice.
He's sweet. He's so sweet. He's so loving and gentle and kind to my belly, my baby. He tells me all the time. He tells me, "You're so beautiful, Mom. You're beautiful." And then he tells me the baby's beautiful. She's beautiful. He's a sweetheart.
Okay, today's August 31st. It's right around noon, and we're going to be finishing up lesson number 6.
Are we
Lesson number
recording
6.
already?
We are recording.
Oh,
Say hello.
hi guys. Sorry.
Let's see anybody else here?
Right there.
Okay.
Okay, so it looks like it's just the two of us.
I don't have a book yet.
They're
Okay, if I
get a
don't.
hold of David. They're not.
That's fine.
There's a cost,
Okay.
and I'm not sure what he charges
It's
now.
$49 or something?
45, I think.
Maybe?
It's what
It's worth it though, you know.
it's what we paid to get those.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it's well worth it.
And my
No
time was,
complaints here. I'm
my
happy.
time was free.
Yeah, wow.
Okay, we're gonna be
Yeah,
talking
it's
about
awesome.
safety first. Safety.
Mhm.
You being a fairly new agent, it's real important. I was a cop for 30 years, so I understand the criminal elements that you're having to deal with as an agent. So it's a lot of common sense stuff, and a lot of the stuff in this book will have a lot of common sense stuff, but you need to follow it.
Yeah.
Because there is that element out there that preys on innocent victims.
Right.
So here we go. As a real estate professional, you put yourself at risk every day. You might not realize it. Meeting new clients, showing properties, holding open houses, letting strangers into your car, or even marketing may jeopardize your personal safety. Like I said, a lot of this is common sense. For instance, entering a foreclosed or vacant property, foreclosures especially, because those are havens for the homeless and people who are. So
Not law.
I'm not saying all homeless are
Right. That's right.
bad,
Right.
but a lot of them are lost, and then they'll enter there to escape capture. So some of the techniques are entering a foreclosure, inspect the interior, walk around the perimeter before you enter the house, make sure the door hasn't been kicked in, no windows are shattered. And in Santa Maria, there's a lot of REOs over there. And that's exactly what we do. We walk around the perimeter, see if there's windows broken, see if there's any doors kicked in, and usually 5 times out of 10, they were. I mean, there was a lot of break-ins in I did a lot of REOs. So, and they usually enter from the back. They usually enter from the back, break out a window or kick in a slider, kick in a door, and it was constant. They would knock down the doors, we'd go back and fix them. They'd break the windows, we'd fix them, they'd break the windows again. So, and several times we'd enter into foreclosed properties, and sure enough, there would be people in there. So for you, if you are entering a vacant or an REO, and you know how women's intuition is, you'll get that men call the gut feeling. Don't enter.
Yeah. Right.
And especially if you see evidence of a break-in, call the police.
Okay.
Don't confront a squatter. If a squatter is in your house, leave immediately. Call law enforcement once you've left, and allow police to deal with the trespassers. I can't tell you how many times I called the police. Probably 10 times I encountered people inside the houses. So use the buddy system. Ask a coworker, spouse, friend, or family member to come with you when you show a home that you know is in a bad area or a bad neighborhood. Let others know where you are before you leave. Tell your coworkers, family, friends where you are, who you're with, and when you expect to return. You go during the day. If you're in a poor area, I wouldn't show something at night. I'd reschedule and go for the day. Visiting homes at night makes it more dangerous. And there's some simple techniques that you can follow just for your protection. Now, I don't want to scare you, but you're in a high risk. This really is a high risk job that you're doing, because you're meeting strangers who don't know anything about them. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes. But even though our crime rate is low in this area, there is an element of criminal activity going on in our area. So the risk, meeting with people you don't know can put your safety at risk. You don't know whether that person could potentially be a criminal, a stalker, a thief, or even worse. And so here's some suggestions: is to meet them at the office. Get them on territory before you visit any property. Get them here. Ask for identification, and you can tell them that it's our policy, our office policy, that if you go out with and again, you'll know.
Somebody that you haven't met.
Somebody comes in, a nice-looking couple, drives in a Beamer,
Right.
and a couple of kids in the car. You're not going to have those feelings. But and you'll know.
But single gentlemen who may be kind of sketchy.
Yes.
Ask them for their IDs. Verify they are who they are.
Yeah, drives up in a stolen car.
Oh, yeah.
Tell clients it's HRE's policy to get a copy of the driver's license. Get some kind of identification. And also, as you bring them into the conference room or wherever, introduce them to me, introduce them to Dave, anybody who's in the office, so we can see who it is. And if you're really feeling that intuition, I'll go with you. I have no problems going with you, or I can meet you. I can meet at the property, follow you over there, whatever. But your safety is paramount to us. We don't want anything to happen to you. And again, this is a low crime area, but it's not to say it can't happen.
I met an agent once who was the criminal.
Whoa.
And how'd you get her license?
He had his license before and then became a criminal.
I see.
And it was a very sketchy situation, but I had good instincts and I knew right away. I started looking into his license. He had a bunch of violations, crimes that were in his license and report and everything. And so I let people know when I was going to his houses, like when he had a listing.
Well, that's interesting because BRE is pretty particular about who they give a license to.
Yeah, he probably doesn't have a license anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to renew it.
But it was a very interesting situation.
I'll bet. So again, and you'll know, you'll get that feeling.
From him even.
Use the buddy system. There's always strength in numbers. If you've got that person and he seems interested in wanting to see property and you want to show him property, then get one of your coworkers, see if they'll go with you. Again, or come to me. I'll be happy to go with you. Okay. Another thing is be careful about those kind of people about putting them in your car. You could meet them over at the property, and be careful where you park. You don't want to park in the driveway and have him park behind you. You've got no escape route. Okay. Some other techniques is as you enter into the house, allow that person to go in first. Stand at the base of the bottom of the stairway and let him walk around the foyer or whatever. As he goes up the stairs, let him go first. Always stand at the doorway. Don't go in first in the bedroom with no escape route. You're always thinking about these things. Always stay at the doorway or close to the doorway between him and the exit area. Always have an exit plan. And same with the parking of the car. Always have an exit plan. Sometimes you become lax and you get in this job you've been doing a long time, but again, your instincts will kick in. I can size up people pretty well, and I'm sure you will be able to as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Use buddy system. Walk behind. Let potential take the lead to exploring a house. Let others know where you are before you leave. Again, introduce them to me or David or Kristen or anybody. Let somebody get a good look at this guy and tell them that you're going to such and such. And I should be back within the hour.
Okay. Something I used to do when I worked in Santa Maria, sometimes I'd stay at work late and I'd leave at 10 o'clock and it was an office building and all. And it was kind of sketchy. And and Andrea told me to do this. She said, she would have on her phone, like I would have my fiance on my phone, and I'd have his number, and I would just walk around. I'd tell him, I'm leaving now. If I hit call you know I'm in trouble. So I would just walk around with my phone when I was leaving at night until I got in my car and locked it, where all I had to do was tap it.
That's good.
That is smart.
That is smart. That is smart. And that's another point too. If you're working late in this office, you're here at 8, 9 o'clock at night, lock the door. Or lock the door.
You shouldn't have walk-ins at that time.
No.
Pardon me?
You shouldn't have walk-ins at that time.
No, you should not walk. Don't remember to lock the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Let others know where you are, share the information, have an excuse. Have an excuse. If you feel uncomfortable, tell that person your cell phone went off and you have to call the office, walk outside. And,
Be outside.
be outside, yes. We had a presentation by a protective services company, and they sold some pepper spray. Were you with us at that time? They sold pepper spray and zappers. In fact, Kristen has a long rod up there.
Whoa.
We'll knock you out your tail. We'll knock you out your tail. Little security stuff. It's always good to be prepared. So pepper spray is not that expensive.
I might want to grab something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I think I saw some over at the association.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think they do sell them
Yeah.
out there.
So pepper spray, I think that'll get you. That'll get you.
Give me a
out
little
the door
further.
quick. Out the door faster. Open houses, the risk. You're inviting the public to property, which is an invitation to anyone, from thieves to those who might want to harm you. Some of these pictures that they use, that real estate agents, especially the ladies, they use are very provocative. Some of them will be low cut, and they'll have that sexy pose. There's predators out there, look for that. And they know that with a phone call, they can meet you, and they love your blonde hair, they love your blue eyes, and suddenly they become obsessed.
Suddenly they're like, oh my God, it's so much older than I thought. Next.
But there are people out there like that, so always be aware of that.
I had a creep call me from Zillow a lot. He
Uh-huh.
kept calling me, asking me like if I knew women his age over here, or he says he's a doctor, and he called me and Mikey and was saying the same thing. So we were like, well, we reported him to
Where did
Zillow.
you find it? On the
He found it
website?
on Zillow.
On Zillow.
Mhm.
Wow.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah.
So you might want to be a little bit conservative.
Yeah, and now my
on taking
husband locks the
pictures.
doors. He's always looking outside. He's like, when he leaves for work, he makes sure to lock the doors because he's worried that somebody can find me online.
Okay.
then-
Promote security in your advertising. We advertise an open house. Note the identification will be used. Introduce yourself to the neighbors. Again, this is an open house, and there's always protection in numbers. So here, if you get a really nice listing, we do what's called a premier open house, and a premier open house involves several agents.
Okay.
So you'll have 3, 4 agents working this open house. And somebody in the front, somebody working the wine and cheese.
Nice.
And
Yeah, they're very fun.
yeah, that's kind of a, I don't call it a party, but it's kind of fun.
It's fun.
So we call them premier open houses. So it's always good to have numbers.
It's great.
Okay. Stow away your valuables. Leave your purse in the car, your laptop if you're not using. If you need your laptop, of course, take it in the open house. But your purse, your valuables, you might want to consider stowing it someplace in the house or put it in your trunk. Okay. Flashy personal marketing. Well, I just covered that. Avoid provocative photos in your marketing. Okay, we covered that. Watch what you wear. If you're going, got a big old 2-carat diamond on your finger and a big old 5-carat necklace, hey, you're going to be a target. So be aware of that. Protect your personal information. Use your cell phone number and office address in your marketing. Don't use your home address. Transporting strangers in your car. It's better to have them, if you get that, if you're not sure, have them follow you. Have them follow you, make up some excuse. I got a lot of stuff in my trunk or my car or whatever.
Yeah.
Have them follow you, and then find a good parking place where you can have an escape route. Okay, drive separately. Have the client follow you from listing to listing. If you're absolutely have to take them in the car, then you should drive. Don't get in a car with somebody, especially if they're mad.
I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't.
Make some excuse, come up with something.
That would be easy. I can do that.
Okay, we talked about watching where you park. Okay, you'll attract more attention if you run and scream when fleeing. And ladies, I'm sure you have a very high soprano scream.
Do that too.
So do it.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't want to scare you, but there is that element out there in our society. So just bottom line is just be careful, and we are here to help protect you as well. Okay. Well, before we move on, any questions on feel good about it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Do you have pepper spray?
I'll get one right
I
away.
do, it's been in its box for like 15 years now.
I'll get one.
Well, you know, let's take a little break. I'll see if hey, Krista. Oh, hi. Okay. Sources for finding buyers. Okay, sphere of influence, target marketing, buyer seminars, holding our premier property event. We learned about these property events at this conference we went to down in San Diego, and we've been practicing it for most of our high-end houses. A premier property event goes beyond the regular open house and involves a video invitation. We send out emails, send out letters of invitations, send invitations to expireds, put out a lot of signs. We have hors d'oeuvres, usually cheese, crackers, and wine, lots of wine, champagne. Have more than one person at the open house. It's kind of a semi-formal thing. You don't show up like this. You show up in slacks,
Yeah.
and a nice shirt,
Yeah, it's a
with your
cocktail.
name badge.
You know?
Always have your name badge.
I picked up a couple of blouses for my days
Oh, you do that?
that will work perfectly for these premieres.
Good. Okay, let's do one of these dialogues here. Yeah, I do my classes a lot different than David. David kind of talks off the cuff. I like to follow my
Yeah.
group here. Okay, Elizabeth, take the first one.
Okay.
This is a dialogue for buyers inviting neighbors. So you're at an open house, decide you're going to go invite the neighbor. So this is the dialogue, something similar to this. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth from Hubbell Real Estate Group, and I will be hosting a special open house at Longview Avenue on Friday from 4 to 7. Did you know the house was for sale? And then I handed him a flyer. I promised the seller I would get the word out in the neighborhood, and I was curious. Who do you know that might want to live in our area? And wait. Wonderful. Again, it is this Sunday from 4 to 7. Feel free to stop by. I would love to show you the home. By the way, have you ever considered selling your home?
Asking for the business. Okay, your success depends on the business you generate. All the marketing and prospecting can bring buyers. Okay, Stephanie, take the next one. This is for a buyer who enters into your open house.
Hi, my name is Stephanie with the Hubbell Real Estate Group. How are you today?
Great.
What's your name?
Bob?
Hey, Bob. How did you find out about my open house?
Well, I just got out of prison and I was going through the newspaper. And I saw you having an open house.
Oh, so you're not really looking for a home today. No. What kind of house are you looking for?
3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Oh, fantastic. That's what this is.
Great.
So who's been helping you with your home search?
Nobody.
Oh, sweet. Oh, well, fantastic. What areas have you been looking at?
The 5 cities area, usually Pismo Beach.
Have you seen any homes that you really like?
A couple that I saw online in Arroyo Grande.
Well, what's preventing you from making an offer?
Nothing. I just haven't found the right house.
Okay. What's your price range?
Anywhere from $500,000 to $800,000.
Who's your lender? Or
$800,000.
are you paying cash or who's your lender?
I don't have a lender yet.
Okay. How much have you been approved for?
$800,000.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
Okay,
So
good.
that's kind of just
Good.
kind of just getting information from them, find out if they're signed a buyer's contract with
Right.
somebody already, and if not, then you get all the information so you can become their agent.
So I always get kind of sensitive around that, because if they say they're working with an agent, but they haven't signed a buyer's agreement.
Yeah, you don't wanna steal anyone from anyone.
Yeah.
Well, a buyer can choose whoever they want to work with. I hear what you're saying, because there is a standard, a professional standard that people recognize, even though it's not ethically wrong to do that. Because again, the buyer can choose whoever they want to work with. So if they don't have a contract, they're fair game.
And they don't wanna commit to that person for a reason. They didn't sign a buyer's contract with that agent. Maybe they're looking for an agent they click better with. Maybe they're looking for somebody they feel is more hardworking, more on their side.
Yeah.
More gets them better.
That's
So
good.
don't feel bad. Go for it.
Because it's gonna happen to me, I
No,
know.
but-
Go around the other way.
But it goes both ways though.
Exactly.
And so you may be the gal that they pick over this person, but then that
Right,
person,
that's what I'm saying, goes.
based on the clients.
Yeah, but you know, this is a small community, so you want to maintain professionalism as much as you
Yeah, I
can.
always thought it was a realtor code of ethics.
It's not in the code of ethics, no.
It's not.
It is not, but it's a good word. It's rude.
Yeah.
It's rude. So this is what I've done in the past. I've had clients who've actually wrote offers with an agent and did not care for their personality, and they weren't able to get the house, so they call me or call one of our agents and say,
That's different.
I would like to have you show me houses. So,
That's a little different.
Yeah.
but the agent on the other end, the first agent, good agent, well-respected, a good guy.
Personality.
So I gave him a 25% referral.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
That's nice.
That's
you
not-
know,
that's
that
good.
was when I first started, and to this day, we have
Yeah.
you know, he's got 10 friends and
Well, in
several
this,
friends.
yeah,
So that's how it works.
it's great.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
So might want to consider, I'm not saying do that, it's up to you,
Right.
totally up to you, but
Right.
Well,
keep in mind, you gotta work with these people.
I mean,
Each
I have,
situation is different.
yeah, and I have said, oh, that's a great agent, you know, if I
Yeah.
feel it is. And I'll say like, if I found something for you, would you work with me or something?
And sign this contract. Always ask for that. Okay, let's move over to maintain your visibility. Everybody got business cards?
I'm gonna get some new ones.
Okay, good. And you're not restricted, you can use any, as long as our logo's on it, and then your contact information, BRA number, use whatever style you want, and you type the card, whatever you want to do. We have some standard ones that we use, but it's not required. Okay. Display car signs, these are available through online, you can if you want.
If you drive well.
Yeah, that's true. If you drive well.
If you-
Wear apparel with HRG. This costs me $20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably have a half dozen.
Yeah.
Wear your name badge wherever you go. And I'm looking out here and nobody has a name badge on.
Because we're here.
Where do we get the name
Okay.
badges for Hubbell? Can we get them at Grand Awards or?
You can order through Crystal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Crystal can order.
I'm gonna order all that stuff today or tomorrow,
Okay.
sometime soon.
Because name tags work.
Oh, yeah.
They work.
I wear them to the store, always
Talk
gets
to
my attention.
Linda was having lunch a while back, just recently. And I guess the people behind her said, hey, Linda, tell me about the market. I'm looking for a house.
Yeah.
She got herself, she picked up a client.
So cool.
You know, it
And then I go
cost,
at the garage sale, I had a garage sale, and I said to this guy, and I didn't have any that.
Oh,
He said, yeah, I have everything here, I can sell you anything, I can sell you a house.
Oh, yeah.
There's really, I'm thinking so my house, I had my name badge, I just seen it, so I had to pull it out.
what do you want to say?
And I got a buyer's agreement, selling another house. Yes.
Hi, baby. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so Kristen can order one for you, and they're not that expensive.
Yeah.
$10, something like that. Okay, wear your name bags. What other ways do you think will increase visibility?
I guess car banners, that's here, for me, I'm starting to just talk about what I do more to people,
Yeah.
and just putting it out there.
Well, your signs with your name writers.
Yeah.
Be sure to get your name up there real bold with your phone number. Advertising is going to help. Good social media advertising is going to help. Facebook. Twitter,
I need
all
help with
that,
that stuff.
all that.
Yeah,
Well, did they tell you we have an IT guy on staff?
well, that's great.
Yeah, he'll do that. Plus David can help.
I need that help.
Just don't ask me.
On me.
Or me.
I don't know. Okay, when somebody is looking to buy a house, whether it's first person or fifth time, there's always pressures and worries associated with the purchase. So that's your job, is to keep the stress levels down on the buyers, because they have a lot of expectation in there. This is the biggest purchase they might make, first time home buyer, the biggest purchase they're going to make in their life. It's up to you as a good real estate agent to keep them informed. Communication is going to relieve a lot of stress. So continually contact your buyers. Keep them informed. Otherwise, they're going to stress out. We just had an incident here a few days ago where buyers wanted to cancel a transaction because they didn't know why the seller was taking so long to reply to a request for repair. So we had to bring them back down and put them back on track. Agents need to acknowledge them and immediately work to resolve any problems. Okay, here's seven scenarios that can add anxiety to buyers' lives and what you can do to lessen some of the burdens. Multiple offers. Okay, in this market, there's probably going to be a lot of multiple offers. So tell them to make a good offer. Don't try to lowball. They're going to get beat out by another offer. Have them come in at the asking price or a little bit above. Okay. To keep clients competitive, set up showing appointments the same day they hear about a listing or see one online. They go quick. These houses, in a week's all it takes to get an offer if it's priced right. Contingency clauses. If your buyer puts in an offer with all kinds of contingencies, the sale of their house, it's not even escrow or even listed yet, that's going to cause stress because they're going to find the house that they really like, and they're not going to be able to move forward on it. So you need to educate your clients that way too. Okay. Can't get to a showing fast enough. Sometimes clients are relocating out of state. Hey, we have video now. You can go videotape the house, or you can send them a virtual tour of the house. And if it's something they really like, they can fly out here. Problem arises, but once an offer is accepted, buyers are mentally ready to move in, but inspections could uncover situations that need to be remedied before closing. That's your job, to explain to them that they're buying this house as is. So if they get into the house in escrow and they find all kinds of repairs, we can request repairs be completed, but you need to explain to them, it's not a guarantee we're going to get it done. It's not required by the seller to get these fixed. Even the seller's agent will say, well, it's a safety item, you have to fix it. Yes, it's an as-is sale. You don't have to fix it. If it's so precarious, have yourself fix it. Okay. You get a repair estimate and go back to the seller's agent and renegotiate the sales contract. You don't want to lose the deal, so you do want to compromise on some of these repairs, or you can request to drop the price to cover some of the repairs, but keep the deal going. Continue dialogue and try to negotiate for your seller, for your buyer. Sellers are slow to decide. There's nothing worse for buyers than putting in an offer on a home and not hearing back from the sellers for days or weeks. So that's what happened with one of our agent's clients. They didn't hear back for 3 days, I think. They figured, well, we're gonna cancel.
They don't like offer. Wow.
The stress can be tamed and through communication. That's the key right there, communication. Agents need to keep their buyers informed on a daily basis, even when nothing is happening. You should also have patience with clients when they want to vent. So you're there as a sounding board. Let them vent. Buyers are overwhelmed with life. They got a lot going on, taking kids to Little League, going to school, whatever. So keep that in mind. You're adding the purchase of a home is a big stress. You should be able to recognize when buyers have too much on their plate, which could lead to making the wrong decision. It doesn't matter who the buyer is, young or old, new or buying, purchasing their retirement home. It's important for you to sit down and listen to their concerns, wants, and needs. This means foregoing text and email, face-to-face interaction. Remember, God gave us 2 ears, only 1 mouth. So listen to what they have to say. And again, it's your job to make that transaction go as smooth as possible, okay? So you need to prepare them for the journey, let them know what's going to happen in the next 30 days or 45 days. And this is a good example here. This is you're going to get people who come off and want to see 20 houses. And you can reduce your stress, your anxiety, by having them look at the houses online, pick 10 houses that they really like, and narrow that down for the 5 houses that they really like, and have them do a drive-by. And then let them check out the neighborhood. And if then they'll probably come back with 3, maybe 4 houses. And those are the houses you're going to show them. Those are the houses you're going to make appointments and show them. Okay. Prepare a buyer's rating guide. Before you set out on a marathon of home showings, give the buyer a handy guide to help them sort out their opinions and remember which properties they like most. In your book, there's a little sheet that you can use. Or give them copies of the MLS sheets, and on the back, they can write their likes, dislikes on each house, so that if you show them a lot of properties, they're not going to remember everything. So I'm taking notes on the back. Don't oversell or undersell. So you get on the phone, oh my gosh, this one just came on the phone. This one just came on the market. You're going to love it. It's great. And overselling, you're going to love it. They get over there. I don't like the canyon in the back. Give them space. When showing property, it's always a good idea to let the buyers feel free to look at the home in some degree of freedom. Many times a couple will want a few minutes of private time to discuss furniture placement or whatever. And let them have it. Just stand back, let them chat. They may get in an argument. I've seen this so many times. Don't be the mediator. Just step back. Let them discuss what needs to be discussed. If they ask your opinion, be careful. If they ask your opinion, be careful.
Yeah.
Okay. Buyers have a little help in imagination department. Okay. Before you leave the home, and we talked about this last time, is be sure all the lights are out, all the sliders shut, the doors are locked. Okay. And after each property showing, it's time to open a dialogue with the buyers. Now, this is the time that you say, okay, we looked at the house on Walnut Street. So what did you like about that? Can you see yourself living in this house? What don't you like about it? And go to the next one. The next one, they say, oh, we liked everything about it. I'm ready to make the offer. And don't be afraid to ask them. Oh, let's go write an offer. Don't wait for them to say it. Let's go write an offer. Okay, be safe. I'm saving the most important for last, and that's the safety. And you can go back and take a look at what we've already covered. Help buyers reach a decision. Giving buyers information is only part of the process. Present it in a way that helps them process and understand it readily can make finalizing the sale much easier. So there's several different types of people. The visual people, get the picture, they want everything, they want to see everything. The auditory, how does that sound? And then the kinesthetic, we want to touch. Choosing which property to buy isn't easy. When working with buyers, one key service you provide is helping them weigh their options and reach a sound decisions. And a lot of females, well, males too on that part, it's an emotional thing for them, more so for females. The husband might be more practical. It's got this 4-lane freeway in the front. But the wife just loves the kitchen. You get that emotion going, and then you get the bickering going. So it's your job. It's your job to stand back, let them vent, and then say, I understand where you're coming from. That maybe not be very safe for the kids out front, but That's your job. That's why you get paid the big bucks. Okay, don't show too many houses. You shouldn't show more than 4 or 5 houses. When I first started, I had this one person. I must have showed a dozen houses in one day. It was terrible.
Oh.
Of course, I didn't have any
Hard to
training.
remember after
Didn't have
that.
any training either.
Wow.
And then they ended up not buying anything. Buyers always envision more than they would eventually buy. Tell buyers about major negatives. Start to diffuse the problem early. If you are aware of a property's drawbacks but still feel that it may be a good fit for your clients, explain the problem before you visit the home. You know, there's a toxic waste dump back here. You may not like this, but I want to disclose it to you. Or it's next to Diablo nuclear power plant. I want to disclose that to you before we go. And I said, oh, I don't want any part of that. Don't show them the house. Allow enough time for the buyers to really explore the house. If they walk into the house and they just, oh, I don't like this stall. Well, don't waste any more time. Just leave. Go to the next one. Never get caught in the middle of a disagreement between the buyers. Remain neutral and let them work it out. Don't jump to respond to every objection. Be sure it's a major stumbling block, some concern, or so minor. You know, the color of the wall or something is very minor. That can be handled after escrow closes. Mistakes first-time home buyers tend to make. Working with first-time home buyers can be one of your favorite parts of real estate. Addressing the common mistakes first buyers make up front leads to a much smoother transaction. Not educating your client. You know, that's the purpose why we have this training, is so you get enough good knowledge to educate your clients about the process. Buyers will set their mind, accomplish something, and their emotions control their decision making. That's what I was just saying about the ladies. Not everyone is going to make education or loan pre-approval the first step in their home buying, and frankly, I don't show property unless they've been pre-qualified. So that should be a practice you should do too. Because you may show a couple properties and they won't tell them they need to get pre-qualified and find out they're not qualified. They just went through a bankruptcy. They got to wait another 2 years for it to clear, something like that. There's a good chance your first-time home buyer isn't fully aware of all the costs of home ownership. And this is where you can help them. If it's a first-time home buyer, you can, and then you know what price range you're looking at. You can get a hold of any Fidelity or First American and get a sample net sheet and show them how much their closing costs are going to be, what your fee is going to be. Fee, they're not going to pay it, but just have a buyer's net sheet made out for you. Okay. And you can show it to them. Then they'll get a good idea. And they'll also be talking to their lender. Depending on what their down payment would be, the lender could provide that information, or you can get it from the lender, 20%. Okay. If a client is buying a house alone, it's different than buying with a significant other or friend. As a friend may have ideas about what he wants and what she wants, so you're going to have to compromise and find a home that they both like. That's common sense. Buying with emotion versus reason. One of the mistakes first-time home buyers may involve buying a home based on emotion versus buying a home based on reason. Everyone struggles with this, and others who know what to expect in the home purchase process. It's going to be a roller coaster ride. Your buyer has to be okay with saying no to something they love in order to find something they can love within their budget. So don't spend a lot of time showing them houses that you know they can't afford. This is not easy. In fact, shopping for a home is not like dating. You find that perfect person. You'll find that perfect home. Okay, narrowing the focus. Buyers don't always know what they want. Ask questions to get information such as, what did you like most about the house? What did you like about the first house better? Ask a lot of questions. Presenting the offer to purchase. You know, when you do write your purchase, do you write a little letter or a little note when you present your offers? Have you?
Yes, one time.
Okay. You know, it's a family. You can write, if they're relocating from LA, for instance, you can write a nice little letter to the agent to give to the seller. Hey, it helps. It really does help. Okay, compromise, trade-offs. Anyway, this worksheet, I'm not saying you need to use this, but these are some ideas that your clients can rate the neighborhood. Use a 1 to 10 scale if you want. Actually, this is a 1 to 3 scale. Okay, very important, but okay. And then scripts. Let's see, the scripts aren't here. Okay, so I'm going to cut it a little early. You guys have any questions?
No, it's awesome, thank you.
Okay, so that's our last lesson. That's 6. Yeah, that's our last one. So now we're going to start over. We'll start over with lesson 1. That's your career. And then take another 3 months to get through all this again.
Oh, these are great. Very
Okay, good.
helpful.
Well, I hope you get something out of it.
Yeah, oh yeah, every
Yeah,
time I
questions?
come to it.
Okay.
No,
All right,
it's
you
the
guys.
second
Thank
time.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We were designing to do real estate.
Yeah,
I was working with Erin down. She must.
oh, okay.
Kind of taking a lot of our agents.
Yeah, this is down the hill from me.
How is she doing? She's doing well.
She's doing fine.
Like we're all-
Right.
Am I allowed to be eating in here? That's okay.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we call this lunch and learn.